How's it going, my dude?
Oh, it's happening. Time is passing.
It's true.
I'm still physically existent right now, which seems like a good sign as far as I can tell.
I like that your life motto is not dead yet.
Not dead yet. So, what more can I ask for?
Well, I got something you might be able to ask for. Oh, man. Transition. So, Ryan Seacrest.
America knows him.
America knows him. Decides that he wants to date you.
Ooh, me?
Best or worst thing ever?
See, that one's tough. And I think, honestly, I'm going to have to go with worst thing ever.
Really?
Yes.
Ryan Seacrest, America's sweetheart?
I know, but see...
America's Ken doll, Ryan Seacrest?
America's Ken doll, smooth everywhere. In personality and physically.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have to go with worst thing ever. And my reasoning is because if I'm dating him, then it becomes a bit of a conflict of interest for me to pursue my lifelong dream of trying out for and swiftly being kicked off of America's Sing thing.
American Idol?
Yeah, that one.
Otherwise known as America's Sing thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate to break it to you.
Stars and Stripes Singing Symposium.
I hate to break it to you, man, but Stars and Stripes Singing Symposium just got canceled.
Oh, wow, this is really rough for me. As you can tell, I keep really up to date with that show, and having this, what I can only imagine is extremely to the minute information. We probably just found this out, which is the only reason I can think of why I wouldn't know about this.
This got announced a year and a half ago?
Just so fresh, such a fresh wound for all of the nation.
Fresh to death information.
Well, I guess in that case... No, I still have hope that they're going to bring it back. So, I'm going to hold out. I'm going to hold myself out, and I'm waiting for Stars and Stripes Singing Symposium to make its return.
Awesome.
Let's start the show.
That is an acceptable answer. Let's start the show. Oh, wow. Wow, I can't believe you just walked in on us.
We're doing this bit again. Hi, wow. Oh, you surprised us. Had no clue this was gonna happen.
I'm very consistent. If you on my epitaph, on my gravestone, it will say Dylan Roth, 1993 to whenever.
Did the same jokes a lot.
Was very consistent. Anyway, hi, welcome to Worst Thing Ever. I'm your best friend, Dylan.
I'm your worst friend, Drew.
And this is a podcast where we put everything into its proper place.
The category is the best thing ever and worst thing ever.
Yeah, because there's nothing else in between.
Just these two things.
And that tends to create quite a bit of a ridiculousness, wouldn't you say?
Yes, all right. So now that we are at a point in life where nothing new has happened whatsoever.
Yeah.
Everything's good. Everything's fine. And there's nothing for the whole nation to be upset about whatsoever.
It's true.
So,
but wait, just let me check. Okay, right, it's November 12th, 2016. Okay, just wanted to give context for forever. So 50 years.
Forever.
50 years from now, people will know we're being sarcastic.
Yeah,
Great, okay.
50 years from now, when we're looking back, you're like, I wonder what nothing happened that week that they totally weren't upset about at all. Well, no.
You'll get the context clues. Well, I will say, so one good thing did actually happen this week, at least for me.
Yeah.
That I figured you'd be interested in hearing about. So I went home. Nice drink in front of that mic, by the way.
Yeah.
That was some great sound effects.
It's water.
Yeah,
for everyone's knowledge.
Sure it is. So I actually went home this week.
Yeah.
And you know that my best stories come from when I go home.
I like that you're telling me this as if I had no clue that you went home. Like, I was like, oh, that's why he was gone forever.
It's true. Well, I mean, our millions of listeners don't know.
This is true.
Millions. Millions. Or at least a good portion of our millions
Landmark
of listeners.
podcast, worst thing ever. So Dylan
starting the new revolution.
Dylan went home this week.
Yeah. And, had some laughs, had some good times, had some fun times, had some sad times, had some great times all around. My brother actually got got to sign for a basketball scholarship to go play at Harding University, and I'm super pumped for him about that.
I am so proud that he gets to do the big dunks.
He does get to do
on the large court.
He gets to do the big dunks on the big boy court. It's true. I'm very proud of him. But actually, while I was home, I brought some stuff home back to Nashville with me. Some stuff that I've been keeping, in my house back in Arkansas for safekeeping. So one thing that I have back in Arkansas is I actually have a secret drawer, which sounds so
you kept for safekeeping.
Lame. It sounds so dumb. Which I'll tell you how not secret this drawer was. I went downstairs and asked my mom, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, so I have a weird question for you. So I had this secret drawer," and she's like, "Oh yeah, that one." And I'm like, "Okay, so not so secret
All right,
drawer."
my secret drawer that no one was supposed to go in. I guess
Exactly.
that's there.
So I had a secret drawer that was filled, and I'm not joking about this, was filled with every single note and letter that I ever received since elementary school.
Man.
Yeah, just like mountains and mountains of Dylan content.
Lots of content there.
Lots of content. We're internet creators now. Content.
What's surprising to me is that I think in the entirety of my life, I've passed maybe including letters, I think I have maybe 20 notes. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, there's probably about 300 in here. Easily 300.
So you've got these 300 notes.
Yeah, so if you want to learn about Dylan whenever he was a sad boy,
go to his new blog spot in which he will be uploading a new one every day.
That's not going to break anyone's privacy. Also, you could just
go to distortionrocks.blogspot.com, and every day at 7 p.m. a new
ooh, that's a throwback Dylan reference. All right, stay tuned for another episode where I talk about that time that I discovered how great distortion was. Also, if you want to see what Dylan was like as a sad boy, just meet me in person. No, but
if you want to see what Dylan was like as a sad boy, meet me now.
Sad boy,
Nothing has changed.
Sad boy forever. Hashtag 2016.
Sad boys die slow. Anyways,
so it's full of notes basically from old girlfriends and old friends and family members and stuff like that. And it got me thinking about the first crush that I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Which I had on this girl named Emma. And I was
bold.
Bold, I know. You don't know who that is.
I'm going to tell everyone.
Too late, I already did. This girl named Emma, this was in 6th grade. So I think I was 12, 11? Right.
Somewhere in that zone.
Yeah. But this reminded me of a story that I've never told you. About probably the
Perhaps
bravest
the only
thing,
one.
perhaps the only one, the bravest thing that I've ever done. To this day. The bravest thing that I've ever done.
All right.
Okay, so set the scene. Emma and I both went to the same church.
Where heroes are made. And bravery shows itself in
and legends never die. And around this time, I had just started learning guitar. I'd gotten given a guitar the year before, and I was like, I'm going to be a cool boy because I don't play sports. Got to have something else to differentiate me. And in the church, in the youth group that we were all in, they had a program where basically they sort of brought musical kids in and taught them worship songs and sort of mentored them a little bit. And then towards the end of the year, they let everybody go up on stage during youth group, and play with the band.
Yeah.
It was a really big deal. It was a lot of fun. It was most of our first time to actually perform in front of anyone.
A really big deal in all of Arkansas.
Exactly. The entirety.
The whole state came.
The whole state came. The state championship of youth group worship nights. So I go up there and, I play my set. And at this point, I am head over heels for Emma.
Yeah.
Okay. And Emma...
The strongest you've ever felt for someone.
The strongest I've ever felt for anyone, exactly. Emma is sitting on the front row, okay? Or over to the side. And at the time, I was like, I'm going to woo her. I'm going to convince her that I am all that. I'm going to convince her that I am, as the kids these days say, all that and a bag of chips.
Oh, my God.
So the first thing I did, I had two strategies. The second one is the bravest thing I've ever done. The first thing I did, which I didn't realize at the time, is that I just decided to stare at her the entire 45 minutes that I was playing.
A really great wooing tactic.
Great wooing tactic. So I didn't realize at the time that I was doing that. Later on, her friends came up to me and were like, "Why did you stare at Emma the entire time?"
You know, that's what they say in all of the WikiHow articles for how to woo someone.
How to woo a
is
person.
always be staring at them. Eye contact, eye contact, eye contact. You don't want to break that for a moment.
Exactly. So that's happening.
Yeah. So you're staring her down.
So I'm staring her down. Okay, setting the scene. We get to the final song. And the final song, I'm sure you know it.
Probably not.
Pharaoh, Pharaoh.
Okay, I do know this one.
So we're playing that song.
Yeah. Classic.
And the
Everyone
most,
remembers that 50s classic.
Exactly. The most rockin' song on the set list. Am I right? I'm right.
You're right.
And I'm playing the electric guitar that I had gotten the week before, and I was real excited. And so in my head, I was like, I have an electric guitar. You know what that means? That means that I now have the rights to do whatever I want and just call it stage presence. So I'm staring at her.
So you set a small fire.
So I'm staring at her.
Yeah.
And we get to the instrumental section.
So
And no, let me get here. Let me get here. I'm staring at her. I get to the instrumental section, and I flip my guitar up over my head and proceed to play the second half of the song. A minute and a half of guitar behind my head. Those worship chords just playing so hard.
really throwing down on those worship chords. Those
Really
4 5 1s.
Exactly. My group of friends over to one side of the room, and there's like 100 people in this room. My group of friends goes nuts. My youth pastor
goes nuts with anger.
Looks over in horror, and Emma's face remains entirely blank.
Well, you flip it behind your back to reveal that the very top button of your Ralph Lauren polo shirt is undone, making you semi-casual at this event.
Exactly.
So you took a real risk here going for a semi-casual look.
Exactly, especially while I was doing what was essentially a Jimi Hendrix or Angus Young sort of bit. My heroes at the time.
Oh, really? And you did... The really brave part was that you did have a blunt just tucked into your ears, which that was the real part where it was just kind of like, oh wow, Dylan's really going for it.
I really went for the image on that one.
And you didn't get in trouble for that, but the lack of the top button was inappropriate.
It's true.
That was just enough room for the devil to weasel his way inside your shirt.
It was.
I want to clarify. I'm not trying to make fun of religious people.
It was definitely the lack of tie. It was definitely the lack of tie and name tag.
Yeah, like you didn't even have a clip on, let alone anything else.
Oh man. Also, I like this idea of like, oh yes, Jimi Hendrix and Angus Young, my Christian idols.
And your shirt wasn't tucked in.
I know. Horrified.
It wasn't tucked in, and you were wearing Sperry's.
Anyway, yeah, so that's the bravest thing I've ever done.
The bravest thing you've ever done in your whole life.
I proceeded to be head over heels in love with her for 8 more months.
Right now.
She never said anything about it, and that was that.
And this is the second bravest thing you've ever done, which is that you are calling out once again your rescindent love. Or that's probably not the right word.
Rescindent love?
Yeah, your returned love. Return of the love.
Yes. I'm impressed with your vocabulary regardless.
Yeah, probably not using all of it, right? But hey, at least it's 3 syllables,
Hey man,
right?
in honor of this week, you have the best words.
Oh my God. Can we not?
I know it. You know it.
Oh my!
Everybody knows it.
I just wanted several minutes of reprieve. I just wanted a place that I could go to and not have to, and just not.
Too bad.
All right, so let's kick it off into the main segment of our show, which is best and worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Now, Dylan, we got We got one sent in to us by our friend Michaela Miller.
Yeah. Michaela.
Went to school with us. Super cool. And, just shouts out she's Michaela Noel. Wow,
Yeah.
good job with those words, Drew.
At Nickolas Noel.
Michaela Noel, literally capital N-O,
I don't think it
capital
matters.
L. All right, I just want people to find, I'm trying to do my job, trying to do my part. So thank you, Dylan. Anyways, Michaela sent in a question, super good one. That is the best and worst cliche Halloween costume. We did take a minute to get to this one.
That's true, but I think that it's still relevant even on November 12th, 2016. And I want to put that forward once again. November 12th, 2016.
Tell me a single day.
I'm archiving this.
Tell me a single day when Halloween isn't relevant. There isn't one.
Christmas?
Nope, still there. Nightmare Before Christmas. It's
okay. Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. There are turkeys. I dressed as a turkey once for Halloween. It's the same. Dylan, what is the best cliche Halloween costume?
Most everyone win is this year? I wouldn't say that's actually not fair. Okay,
Most everyone win as this?
I'd say probably on Halloween night I saw as 10 to 15% of people going as this.
Yeah.
But I honestly think it's the best one. And that's going as an on fire trash can. Which it really is to say they're going as 2016. Just an on fire trash can with the numbers 2016 on the side.
Yeah, I mean, like, intentionally or unintentionally, I do think, a good percentage of people went as an on-fire trash can this year. White people wearing blackface, I'm looking at you. That is a very visceral reaction coming from Dylan on the heels of that one.
Yeah.
Sorry to put that in the collective consciousness of the mind, but that's I think that's basically the equivalent of going as an on-fire trash can.
I would also say that, this has been a cliche costume for a while. 2015 also, that was a very popular costume.
Pile of trash.
Yeah,
Yes,
very popular costume.
And that's just how I feel this whole year, really, is I feel like I'm living in an on-fire trash.
Don't we all, my friend? What would you say is the worst Halloween costume?
Worst cliche Halloween costume, I think, is like... And everyone has seen this one. Like everyone has rolled up in the party and seen this, where you just show up at Greg's place and you're just looking to have a good time. And then you see that one dude who you don't really know, and you just see a very long pillow at first.
Okay.
And you're like, okay, you're going as the concept of fluffiness. And then you notice that actually it's a shirt. It's got an image of a shirtless Goku, and where Goku's face would be is just this other dude's face, and he's going as an anime body pillow. Now, every party you ever go to has at least one person dressed as an anime body pillow at it. And honestly, I think it's time that we just lay this one to rest and really just kind of, I don't want to see any. Don't get me wrong. I love shirtless Goku as much as the next guy. I love it, but I've seen it enough. I need new Halloween content.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we're friends.
I know, because I get it so much because I'm so with it.
Because you're so with it.
You two are sick. Like, you two love shirtless Goku, but you're just tired of seeing it everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly. You know me so well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the number one thing that I hate whenever I walk into a Halloween party. It's just seeing so many shirtless Gokus.
So many shirtless Goku pillows.
Specifically shirtless Goku pillows. Good Lord. Do you even know anyone who owns an anime body pillow? And I'm not shaming people who own anime body pillows. I'm just genuinely asking you.
Probably. I mean, I've been on the internet for a while, Dylan. Probably. I cut my teeth on the Atari Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 forums in 2007. Probably.
I actually got a question for you.
Yeah.
My dude, my bro, my bud.
My Deuteronomy.
My Deuteronomy. So this one we got from our friend. You know who it is. The one, the only Crispy Boy.
Crispy crispy. He's so crispy. He's like a crunchy leaf that has just fallen and is ready to be stepped. Okay, I feel bad.
Chris is ready to be stepped on.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Exactly like that. Yeah, Chris Burke.
I didn't have a plan for where that sentence was going. Yeah, so we got a Chris Burke original.
A Chris Burke original. So, what would you say is the best, and I'm quoting him here, the best doomsday scenario involving Nick Jonas?
I love that you couldn't decide how you're going to say scenario,
Yeah, you got it,
there.
yeah.
Just
Scenario.
Scenario. The best doomsday scenario involving Nick Jonas. Okay, hold on. Give me a second here. All right, I've got the Wikipedia anthology article of all the different types of doomsday possibilities.
Whoa, you were on it. Jeez.
Yeah, well, I want to look through and see what options we got here. And the first one on the list is Al's takeover.
What?
I'm not sure what that is. I guess just Al taking over, and maybe not Jonas. Jonas Boy is on his team. Here.
Wait, like ALS takeover?
ALS takeover. Yeah, the challenge has gone too far, and it was very well intentioned. Don't get me wrong. I'm very much for raising money for ALS. That being said, it's gone too far. Now the whole Earth is coated in ice water.
We're now in a third ice age.
Yes, we're in a third ice age.
Wait,
and
hold on a sec. Let me
check
look at this. Hold on, let me
check
look at this.
here.
Wait.
Come check this because I don't understand what Al's takeover is.
Drew, that says AI.
Oh, AI takeover.
That's AIs.
That's a. Well,
Drew, baby, come on.
that one's on me.
Not-
That one's on me.
You made me get up and everything.
That one's on me. I'll take credit for that mistake.
Okay.
But we've all been there. We've all, Al, AI.
You'll learn.
One
day you'll learn.
I don't need this. Anyways, now that I'm thinking about it, like Al's takeover, I don't think that's such a good option for Joe. I can't. All right, I'm sorry. I'm not doing a good job with my bros today. And when I say bros, of course I'm talking about the Jonas Brothers. Because
obviously.
Who else would I be talking about? I think that we're talking about Jonas Minor, which is his constellation name.
Oh, I see.
Jonas Minor, as though there's only one of him, when in actuality, I think there are probably many. So here's my theory.
Interesting. Hit me. Don't literally hit me. Just like tell me your theory.
We are like microscopic beings to a greater species, and Nick has been introduced to our biome as part of just an ongoing experiment.
Okay.
So there's no telling what the result could be to having the Jonas Boy included in our ecosystem. But my theory is that he reproduces by infecting others with his DNA sequence via high fives.
Oh.
After which they morph into more Nicks. So basically, this is a situation in which Nicks pile on Nicks, just giving more and more high fives, and we all turn into Nicks. This is the best possible doomsday scenario involving Nick Jonas, because by the end of it, we all get to be 10s.
You know what that means. We get to be podcast 12.
We get to be podcast 12s. Finally, we're off the charts.
We're finally off the charts.
We've broken the system. Dylan and Drew break the internet.
We're no longer podcast 8s.
Yes.
We're now podcast 12.
So I think this is
real quick to clue the buddies of the show in on that.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, we refer to ourselves as real life 6s, podcast 8s, because one thing that we love about the podcast industry is that you usually, you know the whole phrase.
You don't even have
face made for radio.
To be honest, I don't know. Like a lot of the podcasters I listen to, I think I know half of that, like what half of them look like.
Ooh.
So that the rest are just kind of like amorphous voices to me, in which case they're certainly not podcast 8s as far as I'm concerned. So yeah.
Drew, I like this idea of you listening to a podcast and being unable to discern what it actually is. So every single time one starts, you're just like, is that God?
Where's this voice coming from?
Is that the voice? Is that you, God? It's me, Judy Bloom.
Is that you, God? Why do you sound like Grace Helbig? Wow, God's interviewing Hank Green.
God takes many forms.
How ironic. Anyways, Dylan, what would you say is the worst doomsday scenario involving Nick Jonas?
I would say the worst doomsday scenario involving Nick Jonas. I'm going to make you wait for it.
Oh man, this is cruel.
Are you ready?
Like Frank Ocean. Gonna drop it when we least expect.
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, all right. So I think the worst doomsday scenario involving Nick Jonas is actually. Let's talk about the next question. You'll hear it 3 podcasts from now. The worst doomsday scenario involving Nick Jonas, I've got to say, is when Nick Jonas's Polka Pop record comes out and it inspires a neo-Nazi revolution, which results in an atomic war.
Yes.
Don't laugh at me. You know it will happen.
Yes.
You know it's going to happen. I'm pointing very hard at you right now.
The most racist genre.
Exactly.
Currently existent.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement to make. I can't think of a single thing existent in the world right now invigorating nationalism more than polka music.
It's true.
Which is very much an alive genre, one that I hear all over the place.
Polka Pop's position is definitely one of power.
Yeah. It's very
people and
authoritarian.
power.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like, the accordion itself was just made for people who are trying to climb that ladder at whatever the cost.
The Polka Pop's position is also personality.
Yeah. It's very, like...
Personality, the power of personality.
Yeah. Polka Pop very much just kind of... It's a celebrity genre. It's very much a celebrity genre. It's such a bummer because I don't think that that's necessarily what Nick was going for when he made the album. He was just trying to, branch out into new markets. And he ended up invigorating a whole new wave of really just some not great stuff.
Yes.
So
his lyrics of his internal struggles ended up inspiring an entire new generation of Nazis. Yeah.
I gotta call you on that one. Nick. And I'm afraid that this fan relationship is over. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm very hurt. Dylan, what's the best video game to be adapted to VR?
Okay,
featuring
so
Nick Jonas.
What? Oh.
The best video game to be adapted to VR featuring Nick Jonas.
We're really going the Nick Jonas route this time around, aren't we?
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't know that beforehand.
We need more Nick representation in our media these days.
Nick is the most underrepresented minority group. Say that 5 times fast.
Yes, one straight white man is the most underrepresented group in the whole.
Exactly. Okay. Hold on.
I'm
Hold
holding.
on. All right, I got it.
Okay, you've got it. You ready?
Civ.
It's like Civilization.
Like Civilization. But you play as world leader and philanthropist Nick Jonas.
Okay, so the thing is I'm having a difficult time seeing how this would be the best because the idea of translating Civ to VR seems cumbersome and not like a great game.
See, I just like this idea of you being international pop star, world leader, philanthropist Nick Jonas, getting to live his life of taking over India, Pakistan, China, then eventually the Americas and Europe.
Well, good luck with India because in the Civ games, Gandhi is a formidable foe.
Yes. Ooh. That's true. I'm not sure if even like the polka pop prowess of world leader Nick Jonas can take on the war machine of Gandhi in the Civ games.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's ready. I think it's going to take a lot of training. What would be great about it is that maybe this would be another problem with it is that the Polka Pop album is just playing in the background the whole time.
Yes.
And you are being just kind of like hit with this wave of really terrible information.
Maybe that's how they intimidate their enemies.
Ooh, maybe. Dylan,
giant speakers with his polka pop.
Dylan, this doesn't sound like a good VR game.
See, I think it would be a great VR game. You want to know why I think it would be a great VR game? I think it would be great because as opposed to seeing all of the strategy from up above, you actually would get to go down and walk with your armies. Get to know your armies.
Walk a mile in Nick's shoes.
Walk a mile in Nick's shoes. world leader, philanthropist, pop star Nick Jonas, walk a mile in his shoes.
Yeah.
So literally it's a 1-to-1 relationship as far as distance goes. So not only...
So you're walking through... so this is a life-size world map that you're walking through. So every time you want to move some of your settlers to another place, you literally have to walk them there?
So those spiritual experiences that happen in the Australian outback called walkabouts?
I actually don't.
Oh.
This is a new concept to me.
Oh, well, people will go out and have spiritual experiences in the Australian outback called walkabouts, where they just go and walk in the Australian outback. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
It's like that, but
except you're trying to take over the world.
And you're trying to take over the world.
So what you're outlining now seems less like a video game and more so just like you pretending to be Nick Jonas, impersonating Nick Jonas, and trying to gain political capital.
Preparing for the future, man. Both of those things. I will be the next Nick Jonas, philanthropist, world leader, pop star.
Yeah.
Drew, would you say is the worst?
I'd say
the worst video game to be adapted to VR featuring Nick Jonas.
I'd say the worst is probably Lego Star Wars, because no matter how you package it, no matter how cute it looks, no matter how, just shiny and colorful those bricks are, the scene where Darth Vader betrays Emperor Palpatine in order to save his one and only son gets me every time. And not even the youngest Joe Bro would provide a soothing salve that was enough to ease that emotional wound.
Okay. I'm going to hit you on two fronts with this one.
Yes.
Okay. Front number one. He's actually not the youngest Joe Bro.
He's not?
No, there's a fourth Joe Bro.
What?
Yeah, do you not know this?
They've been keeping him secret this whole time?
Yes. There's a rumor that he was going to start going to Belmont, actually.
Oh, wow.
Ironically enough.
I wonder what kind of, hidden powers this one possesses.
Normalcy.
Normalcy.
I think he's the normal guy. Mm-mm. And as such, was able to avoid the pressures of fame. So that's thing number one I'm hitting you with. Boom, pow, hit you there.
All right. Wow, I'm stunned.
You're stunned. Thing number two, where would Nick Jonas come into this video game? And why does it have to be a Lego video game?
I think one of two options. Either he's just in the background of every scene, or instead
doing what?
His thing.
Composing that polka pop
Like, he's just chilling in the background and he's smiling the whole time, because in Lego Star Wars they seem to always be smiling no matter what. And he's just kind of standing there and he's like clapping sometimes, and then sometimes he's playing accordion or an upright bass or a fiddle. All kinds of options here. Maybe instead he just is Luke Skywalker and you have Nick Skywalker.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
So you're in VR.
Yeah.
Playing as playing as Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
Playing as Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
So
there's
you're
a lot of
playing
layers.
two characters.
Yes. Three if you want to get technical, because what is personality if not a performance? An accruation of all of these different experiences and identities that you have heaped onto yourself over an extended period of time. So in a way, it's really, I think it's a metaphor.
Hey,
Lego
Drew.
Star Wars Nick Jonas experience. And I think instead of a lightsaber, maybe just from his purity ring, like just a light beam sword extends out. They just like, ha, ha. Ha!
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you. I know that you think that you're very in the know on most pop culture things.
I'm very up to date.
I don't think his purity ring has been around for a while.
If they're like,
I think that sucker popped off
Dylan,
a while back.
I don't know, Dylan. I've got a pretty good track record. I mean, like, I just found out about the whole American Idol thing just now, and it's
true.
breaking news. So
Not breaking news.
It's breaking news. So I think that shows that I've got a pretty good track record as far as keeping up to date with public matters goes. Or rather, like public entertainment matters. Mm-hmm. I think he's still got it, and maybe it's just fused into his skin at this point, because like he's just incorporated it so much as part of who he is that it's just like part of his finger now.
Cool. So, buddies of the show, I need you to fact check Drew, because I can't do it because I'm recording right now.
In this debate, yes.
In this debate, Can you just send him some articles on purity rings relating to Nick Jonas? Because I don't think he still wears one. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just saying I don't think he does.
All I can say is that, like, I haven't heard the newest Nick Jonas album yet, but I'm pretty sure it's very wholesome, a very much family-oriented affair. I think every song is just about how much he loves going to the playground and just having a right good time playing some Ghost in the Graveyard.
I think it's a little sexier than that.
Are you saying Ghost in the Graveyard isn't sexy?
Yeah, you got me there.
Seems a little short-sighted there, Dylan.
You got me there, my dude. You got
Dylan,
me there.
I got one last question for you.
Dude, hit me.
What is the worst substitute for tissues?
Nick Jonas? Definitely, probably the worst. Are you crying? Are you okay? Okay, honestly, are you okay?
I'm gonna make it through.
Okay, good, good, you're back.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't absorb moisture very well.
He doesn't. No. I'm actually probably gonna go with my Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 0 that I keep in a plastic sleeve and read with kitchen gloves. That is worst thing ever canon.
Yeah, it is. We did talk about that.
That is worst thing ever canon.
Second or third episode.
Yeah, that is actually in my room right now. Mm-hmm. Issue number 0, Sonic the Hedgehog. Got it for $10 when I was 12. Mm-hmm. Keep it in a plastic sleeve. Definitely don't want you getting your gross little snot on it.
Yeah,
True Swisher.
It would be most unfortunate if something were to happen to it.
I don't like the face you're giving me right now.
All these sniffs.
I don't like the face you're giving me right now.
All I'm gonna say is I am a little bit concerned about contracting the common cold, so might want to keep that one on a top lock.
Okay.
What?
Okay. I got another one for you. Then I also want you to avoid this, and that is that the worst tissue substitute is your roommate while he's sleeping. Good Lord, Drew, do not wipe your snot on me.
You want me to stop doing that? You want me to stop doing that in your sleep?
God dang it, man.
It's just like, if you want me to stop, then maybe you should consider picking up some new Kleenex.
Okay, look, the fact that I haven't
we live
gone
across
and
from a
picked up,
CVS, Dylan.
The fact that I haven't gone and picked up any new paper towels should not allow you to go and use me as a Kleenex.
I mean,
that's not how a roommate relationship works.
I see your argument, but I guess I thought maybe you just needed a little bit of a push.
How? If I needed a push, why didn't you tell me? Why am I just finding out about this? How long have you been doing this, Drew? How long have you been doing this?
How long have we not had a Kleenex? I feel like it's been since we moved in. Since we moved into the new place.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. It's been fun. I'm out of here. Being friends with you has been nice.
What's
moving. This is me putting things into packaging. I'm out of here.
All right, so I'm just going to drown this out. And what's really nice about this now is that I get to start a podcast about whatever I want to talk about now. And what I want to talk about is I want to go back to Soy What's Up. So we talked about this on the last episode, and just welcome back to episode 2 of Soy What's Up.
We're not
doing
this.
Talk about what's going on in the soy world and everything that's affecting the soy industry.
I'm stopping this coup. I'm stopping this coup right now.
I got a farmer right here. His name is Farmer Raxon. That's the first name that I came up with.
Hey, Drew.
So, yeah.
Hey, Drew.
Farmer Raxon. Oh, hey there.
Hey, Drew.
It's me, Farmer Raxon. Well, ask me any questions you got about the soy fields.
Okay, fine. Farmer Raxon.
Yeah?
What would you say is the best tissue substitute?
Well, the best tissue substitute, well, certainly anything other than my beloved soybeans, which I've been taking care of nonstop. I don't sleep anymore these days because I just out there in that field tilling nonstop. Let me show you my favorite bean. It's the size of a pumpkin. And
Wow, that is a large
it's
bean,
a very
Farmer
large
Raxton.
soybean.
How did you fit that in your pocket?
It's an Animal Crossing style situation I got going on here. I can fit just about anything in my pockets. I just make it look like a leaf with my brain.
Infinite pockets.
Yes. What's really nice about this one is, you know how making soy milk works. Everyone in America does.
You put a soybean in water and
put a soybean in water and just let it
soy milk.
dissolve.
Yeah.
This one's gonna crank out quite a lot of soy milk for us. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Now let me tell you what else is up in the soy world. It's a very tight-knit community, and actually Martha and Roseanne just got married. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the two of them and their newly conjoined soybean field.
Okay. That's been Farmer Raxton, everyone.
All right,
We're done.
Farmer Raxton is just gonna head back to back home. See you, Farmer Raxton. Oh, see you, boys. Have a good rest of your show. Let me know if you get any soy milk. The real best tissue substitute is ballots from the 2016 election. I'm thinking.
Wait, counted or not counted?
Ideally, we would go back in time and like maybe just go to your Ohio's, your Indiana's, and maybe just like grab those ballots, and instead of reading those ballots in Indiana and stuff, we just give them to people who really need that paper the most, which is people who have the cold and have run out of tissues. It's a much better use of that paper, and yeah.
I don't want to advocate election fraud here.
I do.
I definitely don't.
I do. Election fraud. Yeah.
Drew Swisher, hashtag election fraud 2016.
Election frog.
Well, the system is rigged. Well,
That's good.
I gotta say, that about does it.
That about does it.
I love it.
Thank you for listening. This has been Worst Thing Ever with Dylan and Drew.
I'm your best friend, Dylan.
I'm your worst friend, Drew. Where can they find us, Dylan?
Okay, hey, buds. You can find us at Facebook. Give us a like. You can find us on Twitter and Snapchat at
Worst Pod Ever.
Worst Pod Ever. Exactly. Please, if you could, we would so appreciate it if you could. Go to iTunes or wherever you find your podcast. Give us subscribe, give us a rating. We do read all of them. It really, really helps us, in the whole analytics thing and getting it in front of more people so we can create more buddies.
If you have any questions, send it to us on Twitter with hashtag WTEpod or send it to us through email at worstthingeverpodcast@gmail.com.
You know it.
Dylan, what would you say this week's David Roth confusion rating is?
Oh, yes.
And
Will David Roth understand this episode?
Yes, will he understand this episode? So 1 is he totally gets it, and 10 is it's absolutely like it's describing in-depth thermodynamics.
Yes, or we're just referencing like 4chan forums the whole time.
Yes, that.
Yes. Which, God, I hope we never do. I'm going to give this a solid 7. We made a lot of video game references on this one.
Yeah, we did do that.
Millennials, I'm going to give you a 2. David Roth, probably a 7.
Maybe
we talked about Animal Crossing and Civ.
We did, yeah. So I guess you're right. Maybe I'll go
and anime body pillows.
I'll match you on 7.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right. Anything else?
That about does it.
All right. Thank you for listening. It's been listening with Dylan Drew.
I'm your best friend Dylan.
I'm your best friend Drew again. I guess. Sorry, I started us off with this and it was a mistake.
No, it's never a mistake.
Just Google it. I am advocating for voter fraud.
You can't advocate for voter fraud.
I'm advocating for voter fraud.
This is literally the problem. The whole system is rigged thing. We can't have a rigged system. Our democracy is beautiful regardless of who we pick.
NSA, find me on MySpace.
What?
NSA, if you're trying to find me on MySpace.
We're not doing this. We're not
capital
advocating
X,
voter
lowercase x, _ voter fraud, frogman, _ lowercase x, capital X.
I'm just proud of you Americans for voting. Thanks for voting. I do genuinely appreciate it. You too, Drew. I'm proud of you for voting.
Thank you.
Drew.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.